So if I'm watching a game throughout a whole season, I don't want to be sitting there at the end of the game like I was at Villarreal and being like, okay, well, we got 3 points. That's all that matters. Villarreal was a moment that I was there. I saw the GOAT score in the last minute. Like, you can't beat that type of feeling to win a Champions League game as well. You can't beat that feeling.
Did you do the Ronaldo celebration afterwards in the car park?
Nah, man, nah. I might have to do it though. If he can bring the title home or something, I'll do that. I'll do it live on camera.
You heard it here first, guys. Semps will do the Ronaldo celebration if United wins the title.
But yeah, man. But
Hi there, guys, and welcome to a Dash of Sports Premier League show, Matchweek 7. I'll be your host and presenter, Dashiki Dash. And although it's the international break, which I completely hate, I still got to bring you that Premier League content. But before I get into today's video, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Smash that like button, comment, and help me to get these subs up. I truly appreciate your help with that. And if you are subscribed already, thank you so much. And remember to press the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of my shows. And one last thing, sharing is caring, so don't forget to share this. So, on today's show, I've got a very special guest that I've been meaning to have on the show for the longest time on their Dash of Sports platform, a Dash of Sports channel, and that is the Views TV official's very own L.Semps, the host and the lead pundit of the Everyone's a Pundit podcast. And I can't wait for this show. And today is the day. We're going to be talking about the Premier League results, going into some Man United talk as he is a keen Man United fan. And also I'll be getting Semps to give us a rundown of the Premier League season as we've gone past 7 games of this season already. And also I'm going to be asking him to put his neck out on the line for a few predictions for this season. So without further ado, let's get into the show.
Yep. We're in the building. We're in the cup. With the one and only. You know what? I'm not going to introduce you because I feel like I'm not going to do it justice enough, man. I got a special guest right here on the Dash of Sports Premier League show. L.Semps in the building. Introduce yourself, my bro.
Yes, man. What's happening? It's a long time coming, boy. Come on this platform, man. Like Dash, big up yourself, man. Keep pushing. Keep doing what you're doing.
I appreciate it, man.
You know, I've got a lot of respect for you. Always have you on my channel, so big up yourself.
Exactly.
Anybody that don't know me, I'm Semps. I'm from Views TV official. And yeah, man, I'm a big Man United fan, and that is really it for me. You know, that's who I am. Man United all the time. And yeah, man, Views TV official. If you don't know that, head over Views TV official on Twitter, YouTube, 100%. Subscribe, follow all of that stuff. But yeah, man, let's get into this.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna put all the links in the description area. Obviously, people can just go direct to it. But just before we start, man, because I feel like you're just underselling a little bit. Just give everyone a backstory. Semps allowed me to jump on his platform from the get-go. Just right on my humble beginnings of starting, just before I even wanted to start a Dash of Sports and stuff like that. Obviously, we've got a mutual friend in Pat, who's also on Views TV. He hit me up and he said, yeah, Semps is doing his thing. I jumped on there and it literally gave me the confidence to be doing what I'm doing right now. So I have to really be humbled enough to say thank you very much, Semps, for having me on your show and continuing having me on your show. I know it sounds a bit soppy and all of that, but I have to put that out there, man. Respect, man. Respect.
No, man. Respect to you, man. That's what we are, innit? We're just a normal channel and we just like to give opportunities to normal people as well. Do you know what I mean? Fans, football fans. And you came on early doors.
Early doors.
My house when the studio was in my living room. You know what I mean? So you're one of the founding members. So I gotta, you know, pay homage to you really, because you still came on the platform, traveled up when it wasn't really nothing. It's still, the platform's still small now, but obviously we're growing slowly, but we enjoy it, innit? We're Views TV official. Basically, for those of you that are watching that don't know, we have a weekly podcast called Everyone's a Pundit. And as in the title, Everyone's a Pundit, man. We watch these pundits on TV and really and truly, just because they play professional football, it don't mean that their opinion is any more valid than yours or mine. Do you know what I'm saying? So we get people on every week to discuss Premier League games. We talk about Arsenal, Tottenham, all the big teams, and some other teams as well, depending on what the games are. And I've also I was doing some interviews with footballers as well, which I'm going to start up something like that again. So yeah, man, that's myself. That's the platform. We're just football fans that love chatting football, man. So that's it.
Yep. That's Semps right there, man. Like I said, I'll put all the links in the description area. You'll be able to go and check it out. And yeah, like you said, man, everyone's a pundit. We have so much jokes on there, man. So many controversial things. My last couple episodes have been crazy. And yeah, so just go and check that out. So Semps, I've got you here today. It's a Dash of Sports Premier League show. So just literally we're on match week 7 right now. 7 games have gone by. Just going through this, the results from the last game before the international break, which is usually a period of time that I hate. I don't know about you, man, but international football does not intrigue me until we get into tournaments and stuff like that. So we're going to be pining over these results. So let's just quickly go through them. We were on Saturday, we had Man United 1-1 with Everton, and I'm sure that is a bitter pill to swallow for yourself. Burnley 0-0 with Norwich. Chelsea showing their prowess again in terms of their power within this title race, if we can call it a race at this early stage. 3-1 to Chelsea against Southampton. Leeds finally win a game with 1-0 against Watford. Wolves beating Newcastle 2-1. I don't think it was a real surprise there, Newcastle losing. They're going through a horrid run at the moment. Brighton and Arsenal 0-0 after Arsenal's high in the North London derby. And then, yeah, we come crashing back down. But, you know, for me as an Arsenal fan, I'll take the point in the grand scheme of things. And then moving on to Sunday, we had Crystal Palace versus Leicester. That was 2-2. I actually thought Crystal Palace was going to win that game late on. Then Spurs, off the bounce of the defeat against Arsenal in the North London derby, they win 2-1 against Aston Villa. And then you've got West Ham versus Brentford. That was 2-1 to Brentford. A last-minute goal again from them guys, and they're really showing that they're able to bring their football, the style of play that they had in the Championship, bringing it into the Premier League. We'll see how long that will last for. And then the big game in itself, Liverpool versus Man City. And over the last couple of years now, this fixture has not disappointed, man. Another 2-2. Just to touch on that last game, because it's a massive game. Did you watch the game?
I didn't manage to watch the game, man. I had so much stuff running. I probably saw 15 minutes of the second half, 20 minutes of the second half on the phone because I was at like a family barbecue. But I've seen the goals and stuff, seen all the reports, heard a lot of people chatting. And from what I can understand, it's just a real high quality game on show. You've got players like Phil Foden, got man of the match.
Yeah.
That is really stepping up. And when you look at players like that are able to get man of the match in big games like that, I think that's where Foden is showing his levels, is because he is able to impact big games. Champions League, he's doing it. And then you see him doing it there in the Premier League against Liverpool. Obviously I had my show on Sunday. We had a Liverpool fan on, John. And what he was very humble in saying that, he thinks City deserved to win that game. But obviously Liverpool were the ones that had their noses in front. City had to pull it back. I was watching at the time when Man City equalized, and the goal sort of come out of nothing a little bit.
Yeah.
It shows you how quickly they can just maneuver, bit of space, feed it through Jesus to Foden, and boom, wicked finish by Foden. And to be honest with you, and obviously we're going to speak about Man United in a little bit, but as a United fan watching that, Liverpool was one of the teams that I thought pre-season that we would be able to comfortably finish above. Liverpool have already shown that they're not going to be messed about this season, especially if they can stay injury free.
Exactly.
They look like they mean business.
I think a load of people were, hoping that the injury crisis will hit Liverpool again. And apart from that, there wasn't really much you could say about Liverpool's demise, apart from that you're just hoping that maybe a Van Dijk doesn't come to the races, or the defensive line is not as as fit as it was the previous year. So Liverpool, man, they're a tough opposition.
Yeah, what I was going to say is last season, obviously, we know they had the injury crisis at the back, which, it's unparalleled, and it doesn't happen often. My whole thing has always been that they don't have a squad to deal with it. They should have had a better squad to deal with their injury setbacks. But one thing that we all have to touch on was that they weren't scoring goals. Mane was off, Salah was off at points as well. Trent didn't have a great season. So they weren't going forward. They weren't the best. So I was hoping that could possibly continue into this season. But so far, Mane is, he's now starting to get his confidence back. He was proper forcing it, I thought, at the early part of the season. He's now
100%.
starting to flow a little better. Salah's just continuing to perform, a player that I thought would have died after one season. He's continued.
I often enough was saying I thought that Mane was going to be the one that pushes on.
Exactly. Yeah.
And a lot of the time, one of my friends, a very good friend of my play, he was always telling me, "Nah, Salah, man, watch him. He's the one. And I'm just like, nah, I think Mane's the one, man. But now we're seeing that his levels are just not dropping.
They're not dropping, man. And I can't knock him. He puts the ball in the back of the net. He impacts games, and he's always there every single game. It don't matter, big games, small games, he's there. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I think Liverpool are a real problem. Obviously, Man City are still showing their levels. They went over to Chelsea. We're going to discuss them as well. They went over there, bossed them at their ground. They're doing all of this without a striker. I don't know if Jesus played the full game. But again, they're doing all of this, and you're just like, right, you know what? These teams are just levels above a lot of the other teams in the Premier League. So yeah, man, I think that is now the big game in the Premier League: Liverpool and Man City.
Yeah, the game that I could say like it kind of, in terms of footballing ability, rivals a lot of top European, kind of like Champions League level kind of games, and we've got that now currently in the Premier League and stuff. So that was a big game, man. 2-2, and like you touched on, without real recognized strikers, though. You know what I'm saying? Like City and Liverpool as well. I think Liverpool don't really get that credit in terms of not really having an out striker. Although it fits within their system, but you know what I mean? It's like a lot of Man City gets a lot of credit for they're playing without a recognized nine. And so forth. But we'll definitely touch on Liverpool and City and Chelsea, as you alluded to. But I just want to get into your take on things. As you said, you're a Man United fan, Red Devil. You got the Mr. CR7 back at the helm, back at the theatres of dreams. How are you feeling about Man United so far this season?
Okay, so it's a bit of a weird one because I've gone into this season with no expectations, and I sort of kid myself because I say no expectations in terms of winning the trophy, Premier League, in terms of not winning any trophies. If I'm honest with you, I didn't have expectations of winning those, and some people will say, no, you need to be winning them, and I agree we should be, but I know the issues within the club as to why I don't believe we will win them. So I don't come into this season with those expectations. I expect to finish top 4 comfortably, and I thought we would finish third. If someone was saying, where do you think you would finish at the beginning of the season, I would have said third above Liverpool, and that would make up your top 4. Obviously, CR7 comes in, and then you then start to wonder, can he be that little X factor, give us that drive? We've always talked about us lacking match winners and leaders and stuff like that. So he will demand excellence, and we need that. So can he be that X factor to drive us over the top? And then we've seen at the start of the season, again, let me just go back a bit. I was on a Man United stream early part of the season after we beat Leeds, and I was telling them, this was before Ronaldo came in, but I was telling them,
I remember you saying,
calm down, gents, because they were like, we're going to be slapping up teams and we're going to win the league. There's another couple of my people there. We're going to win the domestic treble and all of this. And
wow,
yeah. But the thing is, they're not saying it for for likes and clicks and stuff.
It's what
They
they
got
actually
gassed,
felt.
didn't they? They felt because they see the team and the squad that we have. So they're thinking this is what we should be doing. But it just comes down to the fact that what I've continued to say for however long now is when you look at Chelsea, City, and Liverpool, there is a reason why they look the way they look and they play the way they play, is because they are coached and managed by top elite people.
Managers, yeah.
Fortunately, Manchester United isn't. So that would always be our Achilles heel. You know, we talk about the McFred situation, and that in itself is a problem. But the real problem is the fact that our manager keeps playing them and believes that is the right way to go. So, and that's what the real problem is. That is what the real problem is.
Do you think that it's a situation where, like, you didn't make those improvements in the summer, and he doesn't maybe have the personnel to obviously change that? Obviously, we've got Donny's on the bench. I'm not sure if that will make any difference, but in a sense that you brought Varane in, you got the Sancho that you was chasing after, so you've tackled the right hand side, or he's playing on the left, or whatever side he's playing. You got Varane on now, so the McFred situation hasn't been addressed. So what would you say he would need to do at this point in time in regards to maybe changing it up?
But the thing is, what Man United fans need to understand and realize now is the McFred situation wasn't addressed because he didn't believe it was a priority. It's as simple as that. There's a lot of people that will say Ollie deserves credit for building this squad and X, Y, and Z, and I am one of them. The squad now is happened under his tenure, so I can't deny the good things that he's done. But he's been backed. He's come out and said it in a press conference. I have been backed. They didn't want to address that central midfield position. That wasn't the main target. Sancho was the main target. Sancho shouldn't have been the main target. Do you know what I mean? I wanted Sancho to come in, but he shouldn't have been the main target. As you can see, he's come in. He's not even playing on the right. Greenwood's playing there. We had Greenwood last season.
Yeah.
He's coming in playing on the left. Martial can play there. When Rashford comes back, what's going to happen then? Do you know what I mean?
So do you think he didn't? Do you think he didn't address? Sorry to cut you off. Do you think he didn't address the balance of the squad or the team?
No, he likes the McFred. That's what he likes, and he has options to play different people in there. This is the problem. So your Matic obviously can't play every single game. But I was I've been fortunate enough to get to a couple games this season. I watched.
I see you out here. You're making your way to OT.
OT, baby. I'm there, man. Yeah, I've been to 2 games already this season at OT. I've got another 2 booked in before Christmas, this side of Christmas. But I was there at the Carabao Cup and I watched Matic and Donny van der Beek play together. And I tell you what, they've done in that game. I know we lost, but they've done a lot better than McFred have done. And a lot of Man United fans are thinking we bought Varane. There's no need to play McFred now. We'll play with one holding DM and then we'll let the others play. And it's just not the case. As soon as McFred were able to play, he brings them in. Then he tries something different against Villarreal. He plays a 4-3-3 with Scott McTominay and Pogba. And then now you've got some people that say, see, this shows that we can't play the 4-3-3. We don't have the personnel to play this. But I'm telling you what, that was not a 4-3-3. I was at that game as well. I'm watching from the stands and I'm like, what is going on here? Pogba is playing so far forward. It was like a 4-1-4. It was mad. That wasn't how you play a 4-3-3. So, yeah, we lack that real central midfielder, that ball-playing central midfielder. We lack control of the football, and we've got a player in Donny van der Beek who can control the football. Like my cousin said, he's drilled to control, to keep
Ajax.
young. Yeah, he's drilled to keep control of the football. 1-2, move, keep it moving. But yet we don't get a game. He was man of the match. He was not necessarily man of the match, but he was our best player against West Ham.
Someone that impressed you in the game.
He was our best player against West Ham. He was doing everything. He was tackling. He was tracking back. He was putting balls through. He was keeping it moving. And then we ain't seen him again since, Dash. So
is this issue a managerial thing, or is it above Ollie? in his
No,
decision of playing.
this is because he's playing McFred. It's not like they're stars that they have to play. Do you know what I mean? It's a manager thing, and he's now to the point where he's probably being so stubborn in saying this is going to work because he looks at some stats, and we don't necessarily lose a lot of games when they play. But again, we don't necessarily win a lot. There's been a lot of 0-0 draws when they play. They came in after we got hammered 6-1 to Spurs last season. That was when they got introduced. And it seems he's just like really pragmatic and taking a real scared approach to games, man. And
I was just about to say, maybe not. He's not looking to risk it in terms of that decision to change it up. Because sometimes if you veer off what you're used to, and if it doesn't work, then all of a sudden there's more added pressure. But there's pressure on him at the moment, so you might as well try something.
But you got to try something in the right way. So McFred didn't play against Villarreal, but it was again that 4-3-3 didn't work, and this is the problem. It's the coaching and it's the tactics, it's the substitutions. If I'm to touch on Cristiano Ronaldo, he's giving Manchester United a headache. It's a headache.
Talk it up, man. How was you feeling about that transfer? Because obviously the smoke has settled now. The dust is clear. What's your thoughts about that signing?
So as a fan, I was gassed in the sense that for me, Ronaldo's the GOAT. So I'm like, the GOAT's back at Old Trafford now, and he just does things everywhere he goes. So can he just do that little bit extra for us? And could he be the difference for us? But you know what I've said to you, bro. I've maintained this all of the time. It doesn't matter the strikers you get. If you're not able to give them chances, then it don't matter having all of these big strikers, your Haalands, your Ronaldos. It don't matter. Because
just to give people a backstory, I'm always in Semps's WhatsApp mess. Every time Haaland does something in the Bundesliga, I'm like, can you see this? You don't need him. And he's always maintaining, bro. At United, we don't have the players that can feed him the ball in terms of him getting goals. And yeah, man, we're seeing that right now.
Yeah, like I said last season when I don't even know if it was really a rumor or what, but there was talk, would you take Ronaldo back, blah, blah. And I always said no. Bringing Ronaldo back is not the answer because that's not what we need. That's not what we need. Our problem wasn't scoring goals last season. It was creating chances. Do you know what I'm saying? Cavani was having enough chances to score goals.
I like Cavani, man. I like him.
But even at most of the time, Cavani could be anonymous in games. And now I do see what people talk about Martial and his movement. It's nothing like your Cavani's. Your Cavani type of striker, the movement is elite and it keeps everybody on their toes. But Martial isn't like that. But not all strikers are like that. Haaland's movement ain't nothing like a Cavani's movement. Do you know what I'm saying? But the way that Borussia Dortmund play, they're effective. They know what they're doing and they create chances. This is why you see Sancho flourishing in that team. And then you'll see him struggling with us is because the patterns of play ain't there. Sancho gets the ball. There were some clips from the weekend when we played Everton. Sancho's got the ball. He's a combination player, Dash. He likes his 1-2s, feed off a man, spinning behind.
That's right.
And there's no one near him within 5-6 yards. There's no one there. He just say beat your man, and then that's not what Sancho is about. Sancho likes his little
very intricate in the box, 1-2.
Exactly. Yeah. So with the Ronaldo thing, we're in a situation now where he's not as mobile. He's not going to do the running around.
You can see it in it, yeah. Premier League has made him look old, man.
Bro, you talk about Martial's lack of movement. Ronaldo's not got no movement. But if he gets a chance, he will finish it. So it's about how can we build up play now to give him chances. And we've already shown that we're going to struggle to do that. He obviously did his thing against Villarreal. He played his part. He knocked the ball down. Jesse Lingard plays it back last minute. This is the Ronaldo that we're gonna get this season. But for that game though, Dash, and I said I was there. Yeah. He was rubbish. Let me not. It's as simple as that. He was rubbish, and I was calling for him to be subbed. And when he didn't,
you're not alone. There's a lot of Man United fans out there that I've been hearing that they've wanted him, to be subbed in games and stuff.
listening. When he came off and then he went on the left wing, I said to my pal, what is Ronaldo gonna do that Sancho wasn't doing or can't do? Like, it doesn't make no sense. But obviously he kept him on because he can do those moments.
Yeah,
but the reason why I said that Ronaldo gives us a headache now is we can see that he's gonna have poor games. He's not the most mobile, but he is going to play all of the time. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer never makes substitutions early in games. In 50 odd minutes, he never makes substitutions. He brought Ronaldo on for Cavani, and Cavani was pissed. Cavani didn't need to come off, and it actually impacted our game. Ronaldo coming on, it didn't help us. Do you know what I'm saying? So this is the headache that we have now: is that Ole, Ole's a pum pum anyway. Like, sorry if I'm allowed to say that.
No, do your thing, man.
But Ole is, because I see Ole, and I said it earlier. I don't know if many people clocked. I can't remember what game it was, and he took Ronaldo off, and then he went up to him, put his arm around him, and was sort of like explaining why he took him off, and sort of apologizing.
Was that against West Ham? Was it?
Might have been against. It might have been against
came
West
on.
Ham. Yeah. That's it. Actually, that's when it was. And I was like, and I said it. Let's see how this plays out, because I thought that was very interesting. Managers don't go up to players and tell them why I'm taking you off and apologize.
Yeah. Not seasoned vets anyway. A young buck. You know what I mean? You're trying to give him a bit of like courage and encouragement, like, well done, but not a season vet.
Even that dash, that's just a little arm around the shoulder, a pat on the back, and then they go and sit down. He went over to him. He walked over to him. It wasn't as he walked over to him and was like, you know what I mean? As he was sitting down, and I'm thinking, I want to see how.
I'll buy you coffee later.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I want to see how this dynamic plays out, and then we can also already see the pressure on Ole to play Ronaldo. But is Ronaldo going to be effective for us in the way we play? And it doesn't look like it is. So, and we already know that we have a problem in our build-up play anyway. The gap between attack and midfield is too big. There's so many gaps, and it's just not linked in together. McFred, you would say that they're there defensive-wise, but they're not even great defensively. They're poor defensively. They're poor positionally, and they don't protect the defense, and they don't do anything going forward. So it's like, why are they there? So yeah, man, we're in a lot of trouble, man.
So would you say from just what you said there, because there's a lot of points that you made about the Ronaldo situation. So as you see it now, is it a bit of a gift and a curse? Because you can't deny the fact that he's the X factor that you need, and like you said, in games that, as we saw with Villarreal, he's going to pop up, he's going to score. The goals that he's scored has literally been like, feed him and he's going to score. Tight games may need a Ronaldo X factor, but at the same time, what you're saying is like, it's kind of unbalanced the team, the squad. Is that correct in me saying?
That's why I said he's giving us a headache, because when at Villarreal, when I wanted him subbed, he goes and gets the winner. So I'm like, okay, I can see why Ole is keeping him on. Yeah. But then on the other side of it, you're like, he comes on at the weekend, he doesn't play well, doesn't help us, and then you're like, it affects the team. The problem with us is not really Ronaldo, is our manager. Our manager is not good enough to do what needs to be done to get the best out of this squad. If you put Ronaldo in Man City now, even being less mobile and everything like that, they'll get him chances and he'll bag bare goals, because Ronaldo's already scored a bag of goals for us, and he's getting hardly no chances. and he's already scoring goals for us. So this is what the problem is. There's been a lot of people that says, can we play him and Cavani? Is there a way that he can do that? The thing is that Ole's not creative enough to be able to figure out a way now to get the best out of this team and Ronaldo in it. And we're going to see in games, like people watch us, and I can't cuss them when they look at us. We had Dan Lawless on the show on Sunday from West Ham TV, and he said, I don't fear United. The wickedest thing is...
That's a West Ham fan as well.
That's a West Ham fan. But Dash, really and truly, and I won't even cuss you for this, but when Man United come to the Emirates, are you really fearing Manchester United? Like, the way you would fare Liverpool and the way you would fare City and the
Yeah, I
way
get
you
what
would
you're
fare
saying.
Chelsea, you're thinking, you know what? If
We've got
we
a
turn
chance.
up today, we can beat these lot. That's the way it is, because West Ham have shown that they can go and dominate against Manchester United. Aston Villa can go and dominate against Manchester United. This is where we are. But the players that you see that we have in our squad, that shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, it's a weird one, because it's good that you just touched on that, because on paper, as we say, on paper, United look a good team, a good squad. And I was just going to touch on is like, as you said what you said, what is now your overriding feeling in regards to this season for Man United, and where do you feel that they're going to finish?
So this season for Man United, I always said at the beginning of the season, for some reason, I had a weird feeling that we would have a good run in the Champions League. Not saying that we would win the Champions League, but I thought we would have a good run. And then already we've started off badly. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just like, Lord,
against them young boys.
And this is before we even had the group patterned up. So when I see the group, I'm thinking, yeah, like, and now we've got Ronaldo, Champions League, Varane as well. I'm like, what? And you know, we're gonna do a thing, and we've already shown that we are gonna struggle in the Champions League as well. Now we may still be able to get over the line, but you know, if you was to ask where we're gonna finish in the Champions League, I'll probably say we probably get knocked out. We probably get knocked out. This is what because we've got Atalanta, who are now top. You know, they beat Young Boys. We couldn't beat Young Boys.
Atalanta, no joke. You know, they play good football as well.
We beat Villarreal, but we shouldn't have. You know, they could have been 2-3-0 up in the first half. De Gea made a bag of saves. Do you know what I'm saying? And then they went 1-0 up. We managed to come back into it. So even that is up in the air. In terms of the Premier League now, I'm thinking we should, at the minimum, top 4. I'm thinking we probably still have enough to finish above your Tottenhams, your Arsenals, your Villas, your Leicesters, and all of that. I think we will still have enough to finish, but that is purely based on the people that we have in the squad. Do you know what I'm saying? Not anything to do, unfortunately, with the manager, because with the squad of players that we have, we should not be playing football like this. But then there's the other side of it, and I don't want to be like I'm sitting on the fence, but I have to look at the other side, is that Ollie always seems to dig himself out of a hole when it's looking bleak for him, you know. And just to let you know, our run, because I went through it on my podcast, after the international break, we've got Leicester away,
okay,
then we've got Atalanta at home, Champions League, then we've got Liverpool at home, then we've got Tottenham away. Then again, we go to Atalanta in the Champions League. Then we got Man City at home, Watford away, which is never easy.
It's never easy. Yeah.
New manager now as well. So he didn't
Ranieri, the thinker man.
And now my man's gonna fare. Then we've got Villarreal away, Champions League, Chelsea away, Premier League, and then we've got Arsenal at home on the 30th of November. So between now and the 30th of November, that's our run of games. That is basically gonna decide our season, and it's going to decide Ollie's fate as well.
Yeah, I agree. That is a tough running. I know you said it on Views as well, and then just repeating it there again, it's actually crazy. It's a crazy run. But if he does obviously navigate his way through those results, it gets you in a good running, what will be your feeling with Ollie?
I want to see how we navigate these results, because last season I was saying, and you know, I am always battling with the whole notion of when a team does well, it should be the manager that takes credit, and when a team's badly, it should be the manager that takes the flack. I'm always battling with that, because I don't want to be a hypocrite. But when we were winning last season, we weren't playing well. Over that Christmas period when we were top, we weren't playing well, and everyone was saying, but it's a sign of a good team when you're not playing well and you're winning. And I kept saying, no, the odd game here or there, that's brilliant. You want to dig out a result or whatever. But it is not, you can't sustain that for a season, not playing well. And if you're going to win the major trophies, it's not good enough. You can't do that. And eventually it caught up with us. City ended up beating us, you know, by over 10 points. Do you know what I mean? I think it was something like, you know, so I can't remember, but it was over 10 points. And they cruised to the end, even they lose to Newcastle like 5-0 or something towards the end of the season or something like that. I can't remember. So I want to see how we navigate these games, because again, if we're navigate them and we're doing our 0-0 draws like what we was doing last season, Chelsea, we're just boring 0-0 draw. We're getting that. We're digging out a result here like we did against Villarreal, and we managed to, stay in touching distance in the Premier League, and we just about get through in the Champions League. I'm like, that's going to catch up to us come second half of the season.
So for you, it's not just based on results; it's also in terms of performance as well.
Yeah, man. I've always, on the drive up to Old Trafford a couple of weeks ago, my mate that I went up with, he asked me, he said, "So if we're winning the Premier League, but we play rubbish, wouldn't you take that?" And I'm like, well, obviously I would take it because we're winning the Premier League. I'll be happy. I'll be celebrating, but I wouldn't be happy about it because
the inquest will still be there afterwards.
And the thing is what people forget. When we watch football games, we want to be entertained. I like that.
100%. Yeah.
And I like a fool, I make Manchester United a priority. Yeah. So I watch every single game.
We're all there, Semps, man.
Yeah,
every can't help it.
Game. And if the game is on the weekend or whatever, and I've got things have to work around that game, so I have to watch
the phone, the pad, anywhere you can watch it.
So if I'm watching a game throughout a whole season, I don't want to be sitting there at the end of the game like I was at Villarreal and being like, okay, well, we got 3 points. That's all that matters. Villarreal was a moment that I was there. I saw the GOAT score in the last minute. Like, you can't beat that type of feeling to win a Champions League game as well. You can't beat that feeling.
Did you do the Ronaldo celebration afterwards in the car park?
Nah, man, nah. I might have to do it though. If he can bring a title home or something, I'll do that. I'll do it live on camera.
You heard it here first, guys. Semps will do the Ronaldo celebration if United wins the title.
But yeah, man. But when I'm watching games, and if I'm going to games as well, a lot more this season, I don't want to be sitting there for 90 minutes saying, right, we played rubbish football. Oh, but we got 3 points. That's all that matters. That's not all that matters. For some clubs, maybe. But Ollie even came out in his press conference the other day and said, I know that it's about winning trophies, but the way you win it as well. He added that himself. He knows that we need to play the right type of football. Chelsea, for that football club, winning is they're not got the history that we have. So right now they just want to win titles or whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? Liverpool have a way of playing football. That cop end and everything is exciting.
Yeah.
Manchester United has been built on playing attacking, exciting football. And this is why Jose really was never the right fit for us. It didn't make sense him coming, but we were all desperate to win. So we'll all take it. But it didn't go well. But now, with the players that we have, I don't just want to be at the end of the game, we got 3 points, like against West Ham. We got 3 points, but we didn't play well. We need to be playing well. We need to be, seeing these players expressing themselves. Rashford, when he comes back, he can express himself. Martial, Sancho, all of these quality players, Cavani, Ronaldo, Pogba, Bruno Fernandes. Do you know what I'm saying? These men should be able to light up a game and show the quality like what we're seeing with your Liverpools and your City. So I don't just want to be like, we get through these games and it needs to be about how we're doing it. Because again, it's not sustainable. We will get found out in the second half of the season.
Oh, brilliant. So that's the raw and uncut from Semps himself. I knew you would bring it today in regards to United. Because sometimes we do get caught up in the bands and stuff like that. Obviously, we're getting at each other about our teams, but sometimes it's just good to delve in exactly how we're feeling about our teams. And man, I can go on about Arsenal all day long in terms of what we're going through as well. But
I'll add one last point. Last point.
Go ahead, man.
Really sum up how I'm feeling.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I've got tickets to the Liverpool-Manchester United game.
Jeez, let's go.
And massive game. It will be the biggest game. I've been to Man United, Tottenham, Man United, Spurs before. This will be probably the biggest game that I've been to. And I'm umming and ahhing whether I want to go.
Don't do that.
And that is how... No, I've decided now. Me and my boy, we had a discussion earlier on today, and we said, but literally, if I was to show you the messages, we decided that we weren't going to go. And the reason being is because we're like, this is where we are as a club at the moment. I can't drive all that way because it's 4 hours there, 4 hours back. The journey is not easy. I'm happy to do it. I've never had a problem. But for me to go
Shout out to you, London Manx. Though you put in the
trust me,
work.
putting in the work, boy, it ain't easy. Ain't easy out here.
I hear what you're saying.
But I go all that way to watch the way that we've been playing and then lose. Like I can go up, I can stomach losing to Liverpool if we put in a performance. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I can stomach that.
Like how City's playing against Liverpool and stuff like that. Yeah.
And City, you know, they lost to PSG, but they put in a performance.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm saying? I can stomach that. You on the way back and be like, you know what, we played well. It just weren't our day. Liverpool were the better team. But to go up there and watch the football that we've been playing and then lose, and it's Liverpool as well. That's gonna be hard. That's a hard drive home, Dash. That's a hard drive home. But I'm gonna go. You man will see me there. I'm gonna
make
be there.
sure you go, bro. You cannot be missing out on golden moments like that.
But that is just basically sums up me as a fan at the moment where we are, man.
Brilliant. All right, just to quickly just touch on the season as a whole. You've obviously given us a breakdown of how you feel about Man United going into this season. 7 games gone. A lot of predictions beforehand, and we've seen the 7 games played out. Is there any outstanding teams so far that you've seen over this past 7 games, just in the Premier League season so far?
Well, I would have expected it, but I've been impressed. I've been impressed by Chelsea. I've been impressed. I think that they've looked very good apart from the City game. They've looked really good. And then obviously your usual. I've been really surprised by Liverpool because I just didn't expect them to hit the ground. Like they just look comfortable. Do you know what I mean? Up until City, I think they'd been keeping bare clean sheets. I don't know if they conceded before the City game.
No, not really.
Clean sheets, and dubbing teams over. And I didn't expect that. I'll be honest. I thought that.
Well, the game was it 3-3 against Brentford? I think that was
before then it was then. But then, talking about Brentford, they're the surprise package at the moment, innit? They're the surprise package. You know, I put a tweet out the other day, like, Brentford, that team. And I even talked about top 8 on my podcast, and everyone kind of laughed at that. But
it's not far-fetched, man. If you watch football and you know football is not far-fetched.
Exactly. We always have one of those teams. You know, Wolves were that team a year before.
Sheffield United
were that team a few years back. And I do actually feel that, you know, this team is really equipped to handle the Premier League, and
especially
you see
at home as well.
Yeah, you know, so I think, you know, they've probably been, as a surprise package, they've been the most impressive so far. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not like they've had bare easy games either. They've had Arsenal, they've had Liverpool, they've just beat West Ham. They're doing their thing, man. They're right up there. So yeah, they've been very, very good. I'm trying to think of anybody else that's really impressed me, other than the standard ones. I couldn't say that I've been really impressed. Oh, Wolves, it was impressing me, to be fair, early part, in terms of how they were attacking and how they were playing. I think they were really unlucky in a lot of games. They was really unlucky against us to not win the game. So Wolves, in the way that they're attacking, the way this new manager has them set up, I think has been quite exciting. Obviously, Raul's back getting some goals as well now. That's so it's nice to see him. Yeah, nice to see him back. But
what about Leicester, man? Leicester on a decline a bit. Usually they start off quite well, and
we've talked about Leicester, man. I don't know if this raises questions about Brendan Rodgers, or if they're just a bit stale. I don't know, man. Leicester are a bit of a weird one, a little bit like Everton. I guess Everton actually are ones who look a big surprise. Actually, another big surprise. Now, just thinking about it, you know, I always, as you know, call Everton the pretenders, and I'm now wondering: is Rafa literally going to be the first one that's really going to be able to push this team, man? Because they're no mugs, man.
I think we just got to wait with Everton because there's so many times we felt this way about them. And it's crazy because we always willing them to do well. I don't know what it is about Everton. We're just like, you know what, could this be the season for them? But we just got to see. What about my team, Arsenal, man? From an outsider perspective, what are you saying about them?
So, you know my thoughts on Arsenal, man. I think you lot are dead food. But one thing I have to admit is I did forget about the fact that in the early games you were missing a lot of players. So, you know, I definitely sidestepped that and I overlooked it. And then when
to the point where now other teams are now saying, you know, missing major or key players is acceptable. But when we were saying it as Arsenal fans, it was deemed as an excuse. But you're right, though, man. A lot of that was sidestepped.
Yeah, I sidestepped that, man. I'll be real. I totally overlooked that just because of the fact that I just think Arsenal, you finish 8th 2 seasons in a row, and I just think that will just be where you finish roundabout again, maybe even less this season, because you know I don't rate your manager, and I always believe that the team is a reflection of their manager. So I guess when I see you have the poor start, I'm just like, okay, well, it's just Arsenal again. Do you know what I mean? But again, you had some tough games. You then dug out some results, and then you come up to Spurs. And I was mad impressed with you lot in that for the whole game, because I feel even what you did in the first half, you then managed the second half. So I think that's a very good performance. You don't need to come out, you're 3-0 up, you don't need to come out in the second half and do anything.
The onus will be on Spurs to try and get
that's it.
Get a result now.
So I thought that was a brilliant game that you lot played. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe Arsenal may have a little shut 'em, you know. And
the thing about that situation is, I think Arteta's now, you know, lack of better expression, he's shown his arse with that, because it's like, if you can perform like that against Spurs, there should be no excuses now. You know, he's saying that he needed all the players to be playing. You've got them all now, and then just going to Brighton and not getting that result was a bit of a downer, but we just hopefully can get to that point of the season where we're playing proper football.
The thing is, though, Dash, one thing that you have to realize, I think, more than a lot of people, is your top managers have consistent teams. Yeah. Like turning up for one game. This is what Manchester United do every night. Like, don't be surprised if we actually put in a performance against Liverpool. Don't be surprised. Yeah. This is where the difference is. Every now and again, you know, can lose to a Watford at home because they come and they turn up, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is what it is, because you went to Brighton and got battered. And I'm just like, right, like that should, off the back of the North London derby and the way you played, the way you dismantled them, you should not be going the week later and putting in that type of performance.
I always knew it was going to be a tough game, and where Brighton are during the season, it's by no coincidence or no fluke. They've actually been performing this season, but like you said,
that's another team that's impressed. Actually,
yeah,
there are a few actually.
Graham Potter has actually been doing really well with Brighton, a really good start. So I always knew going to the Amex was going to be very difficult, and I said it on your show as well, it's all good us celebrating the North London derby win and stuff like that, but the next game on, and it being against Brighton, was just as important. And unfortunately, we just wasn't able to stay consistent with that. But Brighton as well.
Yeah, Brighton are playing really good, man, because I watched them in the week. Was it Crystal Palace they played?
Yeah.
Crystal Palace. And I was like,
they were last minute goal.
Yeah, they were losing, and I was messaging my mates and I was saying Brighton play better football than us. And this is a really we've always talked, you know, Pat has talked about Graham Potter last season and the football that Brighton played.
Shout out, Pat.
People don't want to hear it, man. Like, because Graham Potter's Graham Potter, like, who is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, really? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's nobody. And it was always going to be a difficult game. Shout out to you, though, because you did say, you said, I'm going to enjoy the North London derby win. We've just beat Arsenal. Why wouldn't I? But we need to go and beat Brighton. You did say that. So shout out to you for keeping it real there. But this is where I believe Arsenal are. Do you know what I mean? Is that you will go and drop points there. And that will continue to happen throughout the whole season, I believe. I just believe that you lot need, and I think that one day Arteta may well get there. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think you see little signs. I don't think he's clueless. I think that but it's a big task at Arsenal, and I just don't think that he's up to the job. And eventually, he's gonna have to get moved on. But then, I just think it was too early for him.
100%
taking on the Arsenal job, and I don't look at him and think that he's as clueless as the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because at the end of the day, Manchester United are working with a bigger budget, better players. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm still yet to see us play the football that I saw you lot play against Spurs in that first half. So, when it comes to us playing you at home on the 30th of November, depending
Come
on,
on.
I'm not gonna be out here shouting we're gonna beat us, because we ain't beating you lot for since Jose beat you in the FA Cup final. I mean FA Cup, I think it was, when Jay Ling's done that thing. I don't think we beat you
You
since.
haven't, no.
We haven't beat you. We've had a couple draws.
We had
You lot beat us.
We beat you at the Emirates where Shaka scored,
Yeah.
and then we went to OT, and then obviously that was Partey's either his first game or so, and we obviously won 1-0 there. So it's been
we drew the other return fixtures.
Yeah,
we don't beat you at the moment. So
don't worry, we'll definitely do a preview for that match as well.
I'm there, man. I'm there. Hopefully we're riding high, because that's right at the end. So we're either gonna be at the down in the dumps, and I'm just gonna be like, oh my gosh. Oh, we could actually be flying high there, and then I might come with some energy for that preview. You get me?
Listen, man, I don't know where we're gonna be in the season, but I just know that when it comes to United and the rivalry we've always had amongst ourselves, it's always going to be a game that no matter what, just going to turn up and be up for it. So we could be 8th, 9th or whatever, but playing against United is always a big fixture. I just wanted to last thing, because I like to get people's perspective of what they feel about the season. So I'm going to give you a chance to just put your neck on the line and for a prediction. So it could be anything. It could be top goal scorer. It could be that league position, or a team that's either going to win the league or get relegated. What would be your prediction for the season?
Oh, okay. Well, top goal scorer, I think, will be Mo Salah. I think he will get top goal scorer this year. I would have backed Harry Kane before, but he has started slow.
We haven't even touched on Harry Kane, but yeah.
He started slow. So I'll probably go Mo Salah. And if I was going to go for a Premier League winner, it's just real tough, man. It's real tough, because I was saying Chelsea before. You know what? I'm gonna go with Chelsea. I think they'll have enough this season. The manager, and they'll come off their Champions League stuff, and they'll win the Premier League. I think this season, man. I think they'll win the Premier League. Trying to think of anything else.
Any teams that you feel that might get relegated?
Norwich.
Barring Norwich, that's by default.
Norwich. Oh, let's have a look. Let's have a look at the teams there.
It's like the moment.
I would love for Burnley to get relegated this season. I would love for them to get relegated this season.
Do you know what? Just looking at there now, Burnley, Newcastle, Norwich, that looks like, I know it's 7 games in, but those are the teams that at the moment for me will look a bit suspect for the relegation.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Watford go down now after that change of manager. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they go down. So yeah, it will be Norwich. It will be Norwich, definitely, as we've said. I think could be Watford as well. And you know what? I will go with a Burnley this season, man. I think they've been catching. I thought they were going to get relegated last season. They managed to turn it around, but I think Burnley's time could be up now, man. I'm kind of seeing them in the Premier League, man. They're done, right? Yeah,
man, like Triple H, Sean Dyche.
Yeah, get Burnley out. I think that they could go. I think Newcastle will survive just by the skin of their teeth again. And yeah, man, that will be my prediction for the bottom 3 and top 3: Chelsea, Man City, and then Liverpool. That's what I'll go with.
No United.
No, not in the top 3. Not in the top 3. We'll make top 4.
Yeah,
just about though. But we're going to be battling teams for the top 4 again this season. But I just think that the players that we have will get us over the line for top 4 anyway. But again, by the time we do this United and Arsenal preview, things could all change, boy.
Things could all change. We'll see how it goes.
A couple of months, end of November.
Brilliant, Semps, man. Love as always, man. Just shout out all your socials, where they can find you, where they can catch you.
Yeah, man. So thank you very much for bringing me on the channel. I really enjoyed this, man. It was sick. So I'd love to do this again at some point this season, man. So yeah, anybody watching, make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe to Dash's channel and share about with your people, man. Let's keep growing this platform. For myself, at L.Semps, as it says there on Twitter, at Views TV Official, across Twitter, Instagram. Don't ever use the Facebook anymore, but it's Facebook. But yeah, if you just type in Views TV Official on YouTube, and we will come up as well, man. So that's where we are at.
Thank you very much, Semps, man. Like I said at the beginning of the video, appreciate you obviously having me on Views. And yeah, man, I've always wanted to do this. So I'm just glad that I've had the opportunity now. And like I said, we'll definitely do the preview, a Dash of Sports Premier League show, the preview for the, is it going to be Arsenal United or United Arsenal? Where are we?
United at home.
Okay, so we're going to the OT. Hopefully we can get all 3 points, and we'll see, man. Hopefully both managers, well, we don't know. Should they still be in a job by that time? We have to wait and see.
Who knows, man?
Who knows? But yeah, man, I appreciate you, Semps, man. Love as always. And yeah, until the next time, man.
Bless.
Peace. Blessings.
Thank you for watching another episode of a Dash of Sports Premier League show, Matchweek 7. And if you've made it this far into the show, I truly appreciate your love and support with that. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Smash that like button, comment, and help me to get these subs up. Most importantly is to subscribe. I truly appreciate your help with that. And if you need further information about future episodes or just your day-to-day sporting updates, then hey, come and check me out. I'm on Instagram and I'm also on Twitter, which is a Dash of Sports. I'll put it down below here at Dash of Sports, and I'll also leave it in my description so that you got a direct link to that. And don't forget to press the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of my shows. And until the next time here in the Dash of Sports Premier League show, peace.